Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for February of 2023. And Aries, this month, such good news. We've got some motion. We've got some motion in the ocean. We've got planets that are in forward motion, not to mention your ruling planet is out of retrograde. It's not fully back to full speed, but it is moving forward. And as we close out this month, we are also going to see Venus moving into the energy of Aries, so bringing a little magnetism, a little zhuzh to you. And this is all absolutely fantastic news for getting up and doing something. And I think that Aries, your energy has been waiting to get some things done for a while. So lots of good energy available for us this month. Can't wait to check that out. Now, before we jump in, Aries, remember to grab your digital transit calendar from our friends at Wise Skies Astrology. Check out the description box down below. Use my code. You get $17 off. And it is so great because you can track the transits all year long. You can follow what I'm saying. You can look at how it works in your own chart. Plus, there's a breakdown of information. It was done by our friend Tiffany. So check it out. Grab yours. You get $17 off, which is really a good deal because that thing is a labor of love. So check it out in the description box down below. All right, Aries, into February we go. Now, first and foremost, do keep in mind that Mars is out of retrograde, still traveling through this energy of Gemini. So very much so in the third house, you may have lots of contracts, negotiations, conversations. You're making decisions. You're learning something, things going with siblings. All of the third house now gets very busy, but you have had since August, September of 2022 to be re-looking over this area. So I don't think you're surprised at what's coming up for you in your information sector. Now it just feels a little bit more like you can do something with it. Although the full explanation of what you do with it, we will not see until March 15th. But this is still some good energy to make decisions, sign those contracts, do whatever you need to do, especially because Mercury, our decision-making and communication energy and the planet of the mind, is also out of retrograde, so lots of support there. We've also got Saturn in its last degrees happening here in the energy of Aquarius before it moves into Pisces for the March transit. So you've got these last moments in the 11th house of getting very serious about your long-range plans, goals, designs. Maybe you're making some decisions about plans that you will have long-term. Certainly things around social groupings, friends, organizations, the ones that are meant to stay are going to stay with you, and the ones that are not in that vibration anymore, you'll see start to fall off before Saturn gets to this Pisces energy. We're also going to see Pluto in these last degrees of Capricorn energy, so really working on your career. So again, it's kind of the signature to me that you are finishing up some really long range serious decisions that you might be making, and one of them could be a move, one of them could be you're changing jobs or careers or something, and you're like officially making the decision to do that here before we also see Pluto move on into Aquarius in March as well. So we've got the outer planets that are heavier, those heavy body energies are getting ready to be on the move, okay? So you'll be ready for the next vibration, but you do have a release of energy to work with, even though it's not full-fledged as we're here in February. Now, when we get to the 5th, we're going to kick off this month with a full moon at 16 degrees of Leo. Okay. The full moon is asking you, Aries, to end something, acknowledge something, make an adjustment. And this is in your 5th house. Children, play, joy. What makes you really you, where you're willing and ready to shine. This is an energy that at an emotional level, I don't think that you can just be happy under this energy being one of the team. This is very much so about where are you content? Where can you have joy? Where can you shine? But this bubbles up from an emotional level. Now, this particular full moon is also in a square to Uranus. So it's interesting, Aries, because one of the thoughts that I have for you is, are you pioneering something? Are you doing something in your life that maybe is just very different from those around you, but you're like, I'm willing to take a risk. I want to express myself in this way. I've had this romance, this this epiphany, this idea, this thing I want to express and I want to go towards. And squaring Uranus, you are breaking away from maybe something that has been very steady, very stable, very traditional for a long time. And that can be as big or as small, Aries, as that looks in your world. You know, sometimes it's like, I'm gonna go a completely different direction than my family, or I'm gonna raise my children completely different, or I'm gonna have children in a different way that is normal for my family. And sometimes it's very subtle, where you're like, I decided I'm gonna put my poetry book out. I'm gonna tell people I'm into poetry and I'm gonna go this direction. So to the extent that you end, acknowledge, or adjust, remember, in the Leo energy, it really is about what makes you you in your unique expression, okay? On the 11th, we're going to see, let's back to the 10th really quick. On the 10th, we're going to see Mercury leave its post-retrograde shadow time. So now Mercury is fully back up to speed, ready to run forward. It is done with its retrograde time, okay, fully. And in just a day later, on the 11th, we'll see Mercury move into the energy of Aquarius. So fully, the decisions that you need to make, you're going to have full steam ahead as we get to the 11th. Now, this also lights up your 11th house zone, where we've got Saturn working in these last moments that it's here. So Aries, decisions, conversations, you know, you're gathering information that'll maybe help you form or make decisions about long-range plans, goals, designs that you have for yourself, conversations with friends, or even bringing friends to you. Maybe you're having conversations with a new grouping of people who are interested in something that you're interested in as well. And so you're gathering information from them, and it's very different. It's very Aquarius, but it's friendly from what you were doing before. I do think, again, if there are friendships or there are goals or plans that just don't fit the scene anymore, you might be making a decision to go on ahead and let those go at this time, okay? When we get to the 18th, we see the sun moving into the energy of Pisces, lighting up this 12th house space. And as we get to the 20th, we're going to see a new moon happening at 1 degree of Pisces as well. Venus will move into Aries. But I want to focus on the fact that Pisces season is lighting up here, because this lights up your 12th house space, Aries, and it's time to rest before birthday time kicks off. It is time for you to go to ground, to reflect, to heal, to rejuvenate, to check in on your spirit, to let all of the lessons and all of the things that have happened throughout 2022 in your last solar year come together, right? Everything is everything. It's done. You did it. Right? And now you have to reflect on it, give yourself forgiveness and compassion for where you don't feel like you measured up, and surrender it to the great divine. It's also a great place for you to dream, like genuinely sleep, rest, dream, envision, you know, pick out the vision of what you'd like for your life in the next year, especially in the quiet space. What does bring you peace? And how will you maintain that peace as you move forward throughout your 2023 solar year? So this is a great time. Creativity, retreats, workshops, detoxes, any of those things will be well in your favor in this 12th house energy. Now, as we get to that new moon on the 20th and you're planting your seeds of intention, this is where you begin. This is the vision board time. This is the chance that you take where you make really significant changes in your life, because you make them from the place that comes from within and will demonstrate on the outside, right? Like, where is your emotional, mental, spiritual connection in your full being to the changes you would like to see happen in your next year? It's really important. And more than likely, the changes that you will make, or that you want to make, or you want to invite in, will call a deeper level of faith from you. And remember, faith is not what you believe in. I know a lot of people who believe in a lot of stuff and they are suffering, okay? Faith is, what are you willing to take action on, okay? Faith is the difference between I just believe this is happening and actually do it in demonstrating some trust. So a high level of trust will be called to you to enact your plans this year. So within just a few minutes of this new moon, we're going to also see Venus moving into the energy of Aries. So finishing up that Pisces energy, leaving that signature to help you attract in what you want, but now moving into your sign, into the first house. Oh, it can make you magnetic. You've got Venus here until March 16th, so work with it. I'm telling you, you become magnetic. There's something about you that can just become beautiful. You're vibrating at a speed and in a vibration that is just pulling things towards you, and I absolutely love it. Now, Venus in Aries, I have Venus in Aries, so woo woo for that team. Venus in Aries can be really interested in something, but it is short, right? You only are really interested in something for a little bit of time, and then it like runs off. So I would tell you, whether it's romance, finance, commitments that you do think that you want to make, have the gusto to go towards them, or have the gusto to let them come to you, and be easy with it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fire of Venus in Aries, but maybe don't make super long-term commitments with what comes into your life at this time. Instead, enjoy it. Enjoy the fire. Remember, Venus is in the most optimal position when she's not going out and like clonking things on the head and being like, come back to my love lair. I'm impatient. Do it now. It's more like, let it come to you. Let it be attracted to you. Aggressively friendly, right? And you may be willing to take more action, or you may be going about things in a more courageous way. I just want you to remember, sometimes it can be very short-lived. So maybe no huge commitments to be made here, but lots of pleasure, lots of fun, lots of enthusiasm to be brought into the first house area of your life. And even in you may find yourself moving in a much more courageous way because you have some level of confidence behind you. Jupiter is also in your sign. The benefics are with you, Aries. So you do have a little lady luck on your side as you're traveling through this next few weeks in the season, okay? All right, my beautiful Aries friends, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love you a ton, and I look forward to seeing you in March, where we're going to tell you happy, happy, beautiful birthday. Bye, Aries.